Alrighty, hello, how are you? This is Elske from BMO's Crafty Corner, and today we're going to walk through the entire process of a little golden book, from beginning to end. Alright, so, not sure how long this video is going to be. I may have to break it into two parts, but just in case, get yourself something to drink and get a snack. Here we go. I am going to be maintaining the spine on this one. So, hopefully, I can keep the spine completely intact on this one. Okay, this needs a little bit of a trim. Here. Little hair more. This is always kind of an art because there's really no perfect measurement for this. I started 1/8 of an inch and just kind of worked my way. Alright, that's gonna do it. So I'm gonna drop some 3-in-1 in here. Then I'm going to put this in. And I'll use my bone folder to put some pressure on it to get it in there completely. And then I'm going to put some clamps on this and just set it to the side and let it dry. I want it nice and dry, okay? So that's going to go to the side. So my signatures are numbered. I've already numbered them. And I'm going to shorten them now because they're going to be too wide for my book. Get out my scoring tool. Let's see where we're at if I do it there. I think that'll be fine. Yep, okay. Let's take a look. That works. Okay, so I'm going to take these . And today I'm scoring at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to score and flip. Score, checking, and flipping. Scoring, checking, and flipping. Okay. Then I'm going to do the second set as well. What I'm checking is just to make sure that I'm not losing any of the words, because I'm trying very hard to keep the story intact. Okay. So I've scored all of them. And now I'm going to glue them. So I'm going to fold to make sure that I know where I'm going to stop gluing. Okay. And then I'm going to open these up and I'm going to glue right up to that fold and all of that. Okay. And I do this on every page. I'm going to bring this back over for just a second because we need to cut a spine. And for our spine to work, we need to fold this French hinge and measure it, which is about 1 1/4 inches. So we're going to go 1 1/8 inches. Let me put that at 1 1/8. There's 1/8 right there. This going to cut by hand. Inch and 1/8. I'm going to bring this back over, take these off for just a second so that I can see. Alright, so it's a little tight, so I'm going to trim a little bit more off of this. Just a hair. Try it again. And that works perfectly. So I'm going to push this down, turn my book over, and I'm going to mark this. Where I need to cut it off. Okay? Now I'm going to put my clamps back on so I can keep this back together and put it back under the weight. So now I have this. And I'm going to be covering the spine. So I've got a piece of paper here. And my paper needs to be about 2 by 9.5. Okay. 2. Let's give it 2 1/4, shall we? I'd rather have a little bit more than not enough. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this down. We'll go ahead and just use 3-in-1 for it. Again, less is more when it comes to adhesive. And then I'm going to put this in the center-ish. Okay. So then, I'm going to angle in my corners. This one is just a little bit more of an angle. Okay. And then I'm going to use the paper and the board to kind of do its thing. I'm not totally concerned about the way this looks because it's just the, you know, this is going to be in the book. So. Where has my bone folder gone? Oh, where can it be? Okay. So, I'm going to use my bone folder here, just to press this down. And then I'm going to glue these in place. Other side. And finally the tops. Okay. It's about time to get out a new bottle of 3-in-1. All right, we're going to fold this over. Press it down. Fold it over. Press it down. All right. So this is the only part that needs to look spiffy spectacular, because it's going to go right there in the book. Okay. So let's bring the pages back in. And the trimmer. Alright, so these are 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off and leave 1/4 inch. Okay, that's all I'm going to leave. Eek. And then I'm just going to stack these up. All right. And then I'm just going to decide which direction this is going to go. Is it going to go forward or back? And I think on the first one, I'm going to put it back. Yep. It's not going to affect the words. I'm still going to be able to read them. Let me take a look here. I might want to go this way. Yep, I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to put a little adhesive here. And then I'm going to press this over. Hit it with my bone folder. And move on. All right. Now, I do have a lot of stuff here that needs to dry. So, probably going to take a break at this second and let all of this stuff dry, and then I will be right back. Alright, so I've pulled some papers, and for the most part, I've cut them down to size. This one still needs to be cut. Let me take some off of here. And that looks fairly good. Okay. So now I want to put this in, so I'm going to do the same, kind of the same treatment on this as I did on the actual pages, only this doesn't actually go together. So I'm just going to put some glue in here. Line these up. Basically, I'm just making a signature. Okay. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to dry, and then I'll trim this off. In the meantime, I've chosen some tea-dyed paper. I have this line paper. I have this beautiful paper that I have here with the butterflies on it, and some colored paper. This is, I think this is Fairy Wings with Sparkle, but the colors are appropriate. So, and then I have the blue. This in here. Alright, so I'm looking at this, and this is sticking out, and I don't want to cut this part off, so I'm probably going to do the same thing to this that I've done to the other ones. So let me get my scoreboard. Put that over while it's drying. And I'm not going to cut this though. I'm only going to give this like a 1/2 inch score. And I'll glue it up. And then probably just fold it over. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to do that, get all my papers treated, and then I'll be back. And we'll put the signatures together, we'll poke some holes, and we'll start stitching some stuff in. Okay? I'll be right back. So where were we? This is all dry now. And we have our pages. Okay. So, we're going to get our first signature. We're going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is our first signature. Okay? All right, 1 clip. All right, so a quick way of doing this is fold your piece of paper in half. That's your midpoint. Then fold it in at about 1 inch. That's your inch point. And then fold your middle to there. And that makes your sections. All right, that's about 1 1/8 inches. So let's do let's do one. 2. Okay. Top. Clamp. Clamp. Pushy piece. All right. First one. It's a thing of beauty when a plan comes together. Okay. One.
Go lay down.
Two. Okay. Waste not, want not. Okay. Thread needle. Spine. Now I'm sewing this in because I'm not going to be sewing anything on the pages. So I can stitch it on here, but I am hiding the binding. And I'm going to put the second one in. I'm going to get rid of these scissors and get a decent pair, because it's driving me crazy. I don't know why I'm even using them. Those are the scissors that I use to cut labels and stuff. You know, they're all sticky and yucky and ugh. All right. This one in. And now we're going to put in the second one. Hell's bells. Go through the hole, would you? Old blind woman. Trying to thread needle through tiny hole. Go. There. There. And there. Down here. Back through here. There. Y'all don't want to know how many times I stab myself weak. Ready. 2 signatures. Bring in book cover. It's a thing of beauty, I tell you, a thing of beauty. Okay. Now, here's the part where I have to leave you guys because I have to use really strong glue on this. So, I'm going to use Gorilla Glue, which means we got to wait for this to dry. And that'll be after I get my Gorilla Glue to work. Note to self. Do not put Gorilla Glue away with big ball of glue at end of nozzle, or it glues itself shut. Almost got it. Whew. Yeah, Gorilla Glue's like anything else. It gets stopped up. All right, here we go. Might have to have Hubbard do this. All right. Gorilla Glue. Now, I'm going to make sure that the hinge works, because at this point, from this point forward, once this is Gorilla Glued, if it does not sit flush, book's not going to close. Okay? Clamp. 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 Okay. Now, I'm going to let it dry. Probably a good 12 hours, okay? That is it for part one. Told you guys this was going to be lengthy. So I'm going to let the spine, the hidden spine, set up overnight, and then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll finish the video, and you won't even realize it, but you know, it'll be 15, 16 hours later. And I'm just going to cut some 12 by 12 down to get us some pieces that we can start using for pockets, and I'm going to pick some paper, and we can start getting some pockets put together in part two, get those in, and then start working on some ephemera. So, that being said, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country, or 8 a.m. over in Hawaii. I release videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. Starting in January of 2022, I'm going to be doing a free weekly class. Saturday morning, you'll get a video. That video will walk you through a few steps. And then Saturday afternoon, I will go live to answer any questions that you may have, or help you out with anywhere that you're stuck. Also in 2022, I am going to be doing my 12 of 22 journal challenge. These are single signature journals on a topic, a theme, a style, and I pick that on the first of every month. You have until the 3rd of the following month to complete it. It is a single signature sewn in journal, no smaller than 4 by 6, no bigger than 6 by 9, no less than 3 journal signature pages, no more than 7 pages. Very simple, very easy. You do not have to participate every month, but every month that you do participate, you get a participation point. Participation points at the end of the year are going to get drawn for, you know, thank you gifts for participating. And so far we're doing pretty good on it. So I look forward to seeing everything that you create based on what our topics, themes, or styles are. Until the next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.